So all those elements that tied in to this investigation.
Oh man, I hope it's not the ghetto. A lot of drugs. This is pretty bad news. Undesirable neighborhood. Could do without this.
And also who the shooter could be, if they have anyone in custody or anyone that's...
Down at Ocean Drive, we got Muscle Beach behind me there. Everyone's smashing out the circuit. Brilliant to see. Amazing, wouldn't it? Imagine living here, having this weather. You can come down, smash out the circuit in the sun, right by the beach, and you got the city the other side of you. Very envious. If I'd have planned better, could have come down and done the circuit myself, but as we know from the start of this trip has been classic. Grizzly bear, lone wolf, off the cuff and rolling with the punches. The reason I'm down here is to get a bicycle. Got the bus down, which you got to do really. I don't know why you'd come somewhere like this, especially if you're traveling on your own. If you're with a family or you're really on a tight schedule, then yeah, you maybe need to get a car and an Uber around. But outside of that, for me, it's definitely public transport because it's cheap as chips. And even if you're not on a budget, who doesn't like saving money? You're going to save a ton of money doing it. 2 buses I had to get on. First one was $2. I paid that. Second one was, it was at the stop. I got on, there was no driver, so just sat down. So not just like taking the mick, it was just nobody physically to pay. And people are just like, sit down, don't worry about it. You get to see a little bit of the city as well. The window's a little bit blacked out. You get to see all the different neighborhoods. You go through the colorful ones, across the bridge, get a nice view of the river in between and the coast. All the cruise ships lined up, the biggest one in the world, I think, Icon of the Seas, that was there, docked in, is huge. You get a lay of the land, you get a bit of a feel for the area rather than just sitting in the back of someone's car and going from A to B. I'm gonna get a bike and I need some food. I had a protein bar in the accommodation just to get out of there and get going. Coffee, probably gonna do a couple of coffees on the head. Ocean Drive is gonna be more expensive, everyone says. I don't care, you gotta do it. I mean, if you're here, what's the point? You gotta do a mix of places a little bit off the beaten track, and then you got to go to the main spots and hit them up and soak it in. Pop down, have a quick look at the beach before going for breakfast. Nice bright sand, beautiful ocean. The sand in this part is quite hard packed. It's like a road. Reminds me a little bit like Camp Bastion, Afghanistan, 30 miles wide basis. Yeah, the tracks down below there reminds me a little bit like that. The main routes we had running through it. It's got those colourful lifeguard posts. That's what we call them. That's what I'm going to call them. What's going on with the traffic system here? Heading out on the hire bike over to Key Biscayne, just heading onto the bridge now. There's one of these nice green cycle tracks running all the way across, which is nice. There's a path next to it, separated by a concrete barrier. And all the cyclists I've seen so far have only been that side of it, not using the cycle lane. Not entirely sure why. Maybe I'm going to find out when it's getting a bit closer to the traffic. You see the zigzags there. Sort of edging towards it. Is that somebody else? Somebody behind me actually. First person other than me. There's another idiot out here. So set off from the higher place. It was one of these green cycle lanes heading off from there on Miami Beach, that sort of little infamous river. I think it's Miami River. In between that and the city, stretch of water. You hit the downtown city part. The problem with that then is I couldn't identify any dedicated bike lanes. It might have been some, maybe I was just crowing it. I couldn't find them. It's quite busy as well, traffic cops everywhere. There's a boat convention or party or festival, boat festival or something going on. So I had to go on the roads a bit, which I wasn't entirely comfortable with. This one is getting a bit closer now. That path next to me, it looks like a promenade. So to be honest here, I think I'm just gonna move across to that. There's enough space for pedestrians. There's no real need to be on here. It's not going to be pushing them out of the way. Yeah, it wasn't much in the way of dedicated cycle routes. So I had to sort of weave my way through traffic and pavements and people in the way. I'm not entirely sure what the rules are. I'm assuming when there's no dedicated lanes on that stretch that you're allowed on pavements, because there were bikes on there, pedestrians weren't kicking off. However, as I was going down one, I had my phone out just checking the map, and as I was just slipping it away, there was an entrance exit to a car park. Moped comes wheeling out, not looking, straight in front of me. Slammed on the anchors, obviously shouted something at him, too late, boom. Broadsided him, knocked him off his moped, which was quite funny, although I was quite pissed off. Obviously, I saw an iPhone 15 slam into the deck, which, considering I just had mine in my hand, I thought was mine initially. Luckily, quick tap of the pocket, he showed my drills were squared away and I'd managed to tuck it away before I hit him, and it was his. So he picked it up and he was trying to, in Spanish / English, Spanglish, trying to say like, oh, this is, trying to justify it really, that he didn't look when he came out. So a few stern words directed into him. Passerby stopped as well to mediate. So I only filmed him driving off, obviously, after we'd had our altercation, not the actual incident, which would have been quite funny actually. I was worried about the bike in case it damaged that, but it seems all right since then. And then cracked on. Cruised past a nice area called Bayside, which is in downtown. Assuming it's sort of the trendy, hip party area. There was boats, and there was a Hard Rock Cafe on a boat, mojito bar boat, and nice little area, little plaza area with bars, restaurants, music playing. So it's like quite nice little areas. Like this road I'm on, which I've come off on the main road, actually seems worse than the one right next to the expressway. There's more cars here than it is flying across that one. I might just go back onto that, be a bit quieter. Right, I've proed it again here and worked out why there's a path and a different one. So I have to try and manoeuvre my way back. Worked out why there's two paths. That one I was on with some cars on and the car park doesn't actually go over the bridge. Just goes into a dead end. So I had to relocate back to this one. People looking at me mental. Cycling up a bloody freeway. The phone in my hand. On we go. Hopefully I can put my foot down now, get a bit of speed up. This is exactly what I was looking for. Can't beat it. Sun's out. Guns out. Cycling to the Keys. Wind in my face. Loving it. My way to Key Biscayne. I think I'm saying that right. And enjoyable, the route. I mean, you go over the nice bridge and get a nice view, and then you get a couple of small beaches. Then you sort of hand drilling a main road after that. So it's not that great, but now we've tailed off. We've hit the state park. I think I got to pay to get in here actually. Hang on. Nobody on the sentry post. There's nobody in that seat. So Commando West got away with it, don't you? Like the bus. So, yeah, I'm in. Didn't have to pay the admission fee. $2, it said on the sign. We've breached the defences. So it's a bit nice, and I've tailed off this nice little sort of park, state park trail. In front of the map is a lighthouse right at the end of this key, which I'm assuming is going to be right by the ocean, probably in the shade, because I've had a couple of hours in the sun already now. Probably see me burning a little bit. Got to burn the brown. Make the most of it while I'm down here. And there's a cafe there, Lighthouse Cafe, imaginatively named. So we're going to stop there. A nice refreshing drink, probably a coffee as well. Maybe something to eat, who knows. A few snakes around. Just had a close encounter with one. It was like a greeny grey type colour, quite thin. Just coming out into the path. It's nothing new to me in the States really. You find these bike paths. It's this time of day, it's coming out the Basque. Soak up a bit of sun. Keep my eyes peeled. Got Boaters Grill or bar, cafe, some of that stuff there. It's quite nice, tempting, but set my goal on the lighthouse, so I'm gonna get down there. If it's no good down there, I'll turn around and hit that on the way back. And look at that, stunning. Feeling it here at the Lighthouse Cafe, the best of spots. So I'll head back to that boathouse place, I think. Right, going for the mahi. Just down there. Right, fell in love with this fish quite some time ago, 2004, Daytona Beach. As a young pup, I was out there with the Royal Marines, got out there and exercised, gave us 5 days off in Virginia Beach, and then 10 days off in Florida, Daytona Beach. It was carnage. And that was the first time I tried this black and mahi. Been in love with it ever since. Can't get it in the UK, that I'm aware of. So whenever I come stateside, if they've got it on the menu, then I'm having it. So we're going for a coffee and a water. The dude serving me, some old geezer, the most miserable person I've ever met in my life. And surprising, because Americans rate themselves on the service industry and the top service. He's just a miserable git. But it's not going to dampen the delicious fish I'm going to get down here. Nice little spin around the quay. Now heading back to Miami Beach. Last bad news, bike facility closed. That sign said bike facility closed, use road, no chance, I'd rather swim across. They weren't lying, it is closed, or don't exist in this part, relaying it or something. So we are on the road. Happy days! Bloody bridges. Every time I come to one, it's closed. Tells how many boats there are around here. Fuck it, I'm going under the bridge. Oh, smooth. Happy days. But you start going up now. I got cafe, it's not on a boat actually, it's on land. There it is, look. From the aspect I saw it earlier, it looked like it was on a boat. Cycling back across the bridges to Miami Beach. Cracking day out, not over yet. Ask me if the bike's got lights on it. It's a negative. Yeah, I know, it's lit up like a Christmas tree around here. And nobody else got lights, so I'm not the only one. Cruising down the promenade at Miami Beach, heading south. Pretty nice, considering just off to my right is a mass of neon lights and bars and partying. It's pretty tranquil, but yeah, I love it. Off to my left is the sea, the beach. Off to my right, it's coming into a little bit of that area now. You can see when it's all lit up, the neon lights. Looks amazing actually. It's like the computer game, Grand Theft Auto. Palm trees with the lights in them, which is great effect. Yeah, people out strolling, enjoying it, and yeah, you got some of the bushes, you get the bugs chirping away, a lot of people out walking, dogs. It's a nice little balance of tranquil, subdued path, and then soon to be carnage. Still, it's like 7 o'clock I think, so fairly early. I got to keep heading south, head towards the south tip of Miami Beach, spin around, head back and lock up this bike, which I've got overnight but flying in the morning, so they do a deal which is really handy, otherwise I wouldn't be able to have it this late, is you can just lock it up outside, post the key through. So I paid for an extra day, but I would have had to have it back at 5:30 PM, which would have killed my little trip to Key Biscayne. Well, I could have got there back, but it'd been rushing. But now I've got a bit more time now just to cruise around this part of the beach as well before locking it up. Heading back along Ocean Drive. My thinking earlier was that I was maybe going to be a bit disappointed at getting back Ocean Drive and Miami Beach in the dark, cycling down the promenade. Of course, can't really see the beach and the ocean in the dark. I saw the beach earlier and the ocean. Once you've seen it, really. Quite glad now. Cycling down the length of the promenade and covering the ground quicker than you would do, well, not quicker than you would do walking. Rather than seeing just a small section of it, getting to see it all and Just look at it. I don't swear very often on these videos, but I've got to say, it's just cool as fuck. On a lot of the tour guide vlog videos, they go on about the staircase in Scarface, which is now a CVS store, and that one wasn't on my hit list. I wasn't going to go out of my way, but as it turns out, cycling along, I saw the 3 little windows, convex windows, and the little staircase behind me, and there it is. You got a little problem here. Brought the bike back. She said to lock to that, but there's nowhere to put the key. Obviously, I can't just leave the key with it because somebody will rob it. It defeats the purpose. Don't. The only thing I can think of is this crack. The key doesn't quite fit through. So a little bit of boot neck strength. Maybe wedge it in. Right, it's in. What an epic. I'm pretty sure that is not the system, but there is no other system. So God knows what they're thinking of when they told me to just bring it back and lock it at a lamppost. But it's in. Good days. Let's go for it. Hand it back. Epic. Hopefully the guy will just see it in the morning and go, because we had a bit of a chat. He was ex-military, Tom's ex-marine. So hopefully he'll find it in the morning and go, bit of lateral thinking from the boot neck. So settled down for dinner in Alma Cubana. It's on Ocean Drive, which I know everybody says expensive, overrated, but sick of watching too many travel guides going on, banging on about I'm on a budget, scrimping and saving, which is fair enough. You don't want to go blowing all your money. Also, you can't really be advising about these places if you're not really sampling anything in all the main hotspots. So bump for it. Alma Cubana. I've had the Cuban sandwich yesterday, so today I'm going to go for a Cuban pizza, mix it up a bit. And it's just a pizza, but it's got Cuban style pork on it. Looking forward to that. An espresso on its way, and a mango juice again. As well, could do without this.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It was really, really, really bad.
How bad?
How bad? Shooting every day.
Shootings every day?
Yeah. Like a war zone.
Yeah, to watch myself then. Oh, made it back alive. Happy days. It's another horror story from another Uber driver about the area. We're going straight in, because if you're gonna be a bear,